Really?
Looks like we have everyone here. Isak, are you sure?
I'll watch from a safe distance. Dia, I wanna be...
Okay, let's go.
Dia, wait.
What's the matter?
I heard that you were quite reckless yesterday. No more of that today.
Fine.
They got here before us.
Uh-oh. Is it because Paimon overslept by 5 minutes and held everyone up?
Is everything ready?
Absolutely. You brought fewer people than I imagined.
Bring him over.
Grandpa! Why is there only one of them?
Raman, I've always thought of you as a man of his word. What's this?
It's a one-for-one exchange. And let me put it this way. Agreeing to any kind of deal with the Dendro Archon's people.
You stay right there!
Boy, what do you think you're doing?
Grandpa!
Don't you see this blade here? You coward! Why are your hands shaking? Wait a second! It's a earthquake!
Grandpa! Paimon...
This day's going just...
What a...
The sand dune collapsed. I saw an energy field. The village keeper protected it. Glowed green with dendro. Just like you said, it may well have been the Dendro Archon.
Grandpa? Grandpa?
Hey, look around you.
There used to be a temple.
It seems that when the sand dune collapsed, it exposed these... The symbols on the gate belong to the Scarlet King's civilization. This structure must be ancient. It could have been an underground palace in the distant past.
Oh, a miracle. Praise the...
What's he doing here? And his men.
They must have fallen down here with us. Most of them seem in really bad shape, except for him.
Mind your head.
No, this isn't the time for conflict. Our exalted lord...
He's not actually gonna go in there, is...
As it happens, I want to take a look inside.
What are you doing?
Don't you think it's curious? 1 minute, Lesser Lord Kusanali's power protects us from harm. 2 major deities are vying to showcase their power to us.
Paimon thought you weren't interested in gods.
Indeed. In my view, gods are just a higher form of living being. New discoveries are always worth investigating, whether they have anything to do with...
Raman, what are you gonna do about your men?
I'll just let them lay here. The Scarlet King will take care of his...
May knowledge guide you.
It's full of life here. This defies comprehension. It looked...
Yeah, and there's so many plants. It's so...
Sir Raman,
Huh?
do you see it?
Are you mocking me?
Interpret it however you want, but there's something I'd like to draw your attention to. While this...
Whatever you say. It's not...
There's nothing to be angry about. Think...
It does seem kinda strange. If that's true, then we might have to explore the...
The wind knows me. Into the wind.
Let me read you a verse. Go!
One with nature.
Cross over!
wind knows me.
Rain outlines your fate.
Into the wind. Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
No, my sword! See? Higher, higher, hands on fire!
The wind knows me. Clouds high. The birds call.
Time to go!
Into the wind.
Cross over! Phew!
The wind knows me.
Go!
One with nature. Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Rain outlines your fate. Huh?
Silly churl, Billy churl, silly Billy, hilly churl. Ooh. Toodaloo.
Oh, now that's a sight to see. The Scarlet King's splendor surrounds us.
There's so much vegetation here. It's different than what I expected.
Sure are a lot of plants for a desert.
That's what I call divine providence of the Scarlet King.
It's getting brighter! Oh, it looks so beautiful!
Wait. What's that?
A load of flowers. And it looks like there's something among...
Oh, these are...
They left something behind.
What does it say?
Here lies our faithful priest Casal. His wisdom is a miracle among the people, deserving of...
You can read ancient Scarlet King script?
Of course. Every student needs to master at least 20 languages.
He's not serious, right?
There's still something off about this place. The scent of life. Is it?
Is this it?
Analyzing.
There seems to be a hidden message among these skeletal remains. Excellent. There's a device from the Scarlet King's civilization in this gravesite.
Isn't sharing knowledge against the academe?
Yes. However, under the circumstances, you'll understand after watching it.
Civilization is born of knowledge, but so too can knowledge be its demise. A disaster caught us unaware. It was knowledge that did not belong to this world. The Scarlet King brought this forbidden knowledge into our world, and it quickly spread like a plague. People's minds were filled with crazed whispers. Dark gray scales spread across their bodies. Even the land was stripped of its vigor. Only a desperate, deathly silence remained. Were it not for Greater Lord Rukkhadevata from the forests, the damage would have been irreversible. She summoned the priests to build temples and infused into them the divine power of life. The disaster was miraculously tempered, and the embers of our civilization were preserved in Aru village. Alas, the miracle could not last. As long as forbidden knowledge continued to exist, it would forever blight this world. In the end, the proud king of the desert, my eternal lord, chose to sacrifice himself. I have spent my whole life since guarding one of these many temples. But now, my duty is coming to an end. As I close my eyes for the final time, the sight of that noble deity will appear in my vision once more. In helping the Scarlet King to eradicate forbidden knowledge, she exhausted her strength, and her form became that of a small child. How strange. Now that I think of her, I no longer have any fear of death, for I sense that the spirit of life will abide with me during my eternal sleep. Children of the desert, cling no longer to past grievances, but hold tight to the memory of this act of benevolence.
What was that?
The priest's memories.
No.
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata.
But this doesn't make any sense.
Was that the former Dendro Arc?
You might be distrustful of the Akasha, but there's no reason for you to doubt. You've just witnessed his priest's life.
I've never heard about the surviving followers of the Scarlet King all gathered in Aru village. The Scarlet King's death, the all but total annihilation. We saw her as nothing more than a traitor, who stabbed us in the back in our moment of crisis. Just like us humans.
You were blinded by your prejudice.
If I hadn't seen this for myself, how could I ever begin to accept this? The truth is so far from what I've always known.
Raman, that's enough. Give it a rest. You're starting to make a fool of...
Dia, my Eremites and I.
Hey, how you doing?
I should probably go.
What's your next move gonna be?
Oh, I know what you're going to ask. But please, give me some time. After everything that's happened...
It's not gonna be easy.
Well, I guess that's for me to deal with.
When would be a good time for us to...
Tomorrow. I'll convince everyone that... And I'll return every last one of your mad... sorry.
You seem to finally understand that our true enemy...
Yes. The gods never gave up on anyone.
That must have been rough, but he seems to have figured things out now.
Ramon's no fool. Being the leader of your own faction in the... It's too bad he was held back by his belief in the Scarlet King. But now that that's changed, I guess we have a...
The outcome, at least...
We should get going too. Let's head back, have a proper meal, and a nice... Sino, we're leaving!
Stop yelling.
Ramon, we're here.
Everything's been arranged. Someone will bring the village keepers back to Aru.
I guess all I can say now is...
Don't mention it. I think we can both... But we share a common cause now.
Where are the perpetrators?
I'll bring you to them.
So these are the people who kidnapped the village keepers.
Oh no, it's the scribe!
There's no need to yell. No one can help you now.
We've been all over the desert trying to find you!
That's right.
General Mahamatra? No, no!
Whoa. The moment they set eyes on Sino, they turned...
You should have known that I would be coming for it.
Wait, we were just following orders. You know what I'm talking about, right? There's no way we could have done all that.
No, not Sino. He's gonna tear us limb from limb.
I could do worse.
Please have mercy.
Start talking. Otherwise...
So, your superiors have kept you quite busy recently.
They, wanted to...
Don't play dumb. They extract divine canned knowledge.
I really don't...
Well, you better start talking!
You don't want to make things any more difficult for yourself, do ya?
Be my guest.
Uh-huh? That sure didn't sound like a fancy metaphor or anything.
How did you know?
There's no use hiding it now. Yes, you're right. The Academia is working on an important and potentially world-changing project. They are creating a new... It may seem as if Sumeru's academics are thriving, but ever since the death of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, the withering of Irminsul has been getting worse recently. The sages have tried everything they could think of, but nothing's worked. I'm always hearing them say things like...
Continue.
And then, someone from the Fatui showed up. They called him the Doctor. He brought a gnosis. The Doctor was previously expelled from the Academia. At first, the sages looked down at him in disdain. But he asked them, "Do you wish..."
This is what the arrogant ignorance at the extreme...
First, the Academia spent a long time constructing a divine vessel. After that, they harvested dreams via the Seb-Zerus Fest. With the Doctor's help, and the Akasha now functioning at maximum efficiency, they were able to use it. Next, they decided that their new god needed to possess divine wisdom.
It adds up.
But how do you determine whether the knowledge extracted is of...
Call it an educated guess? The Academia has been trying to figure out the exact source of the Scholar's madness for centuries. Nobody can explain the cause of this phenomenon. Surely you can see what... If it's knowledge no mortal can comprehend, then it must be something only gods are able to decipher. In other words, it's the...
You must have noticed by now. The Academia doesn't care about who their god is. It is as if they are cursed with a desire for omniscience and omnipotence. Some organisms demonstrate phototaxis, and thus orient their entire lives in respect to sources of light. This is but a form of phototaxis. For many scholars, the absence of a god of wisdom means...
Then what does Lesser Lord Kusanali mean to you? Is she not a true god present in this world?
From the beginning, the Academia has never treated her as a... When the Academia first discovered Lesser Lord Kusanali, the newborn god of wisdom, the sages hoped that they found that at the time she possessed no more intelligence than any ordinary human child. The sages never had a ruder awakening. Not to mention that Lesser Lord Kusanali's gnosis had been used to power the Akasha this entire time. By herself, she has neither an archon... Slowly but surely, people began to forget...
So... this...
All right, let's try to keep our cool. If everyone's in a bad... Rahman, give me a few men to help us escort the village keepers back to the village. In these...
Sure.
The village keepers you found have all been returned to their homes, and each one has a dedicated caregiver to look after them.
The atmosphere... Hey! Say something! Stop spacing out!
Come on, is there nothing left to talk about? In that case...
Or I can go fetch some...
Oh! Paimon's...
Do you have any plans, Traveler?
Gods above, you're not talking about work, are you?
So you were still withholding some information?
Even though we lived through all of this firsthand, it still feels super surreal.
What a whirlwind of a story. I felt like I was holding my...
It seems like there'll be more issues to face in the days ahead than I'd anticipated.
Still, now's a good time to make our next move. Now that Rahman's joined us, we'll be in even...
It's time to make a plan.
Indeed. These events are a flagrant transgression of the rules in every...
So, everyone.
Crush the sages and rescue our god. That is our...
Well, let's brainstorm a little more about what...
The next time we gather here, we must have a solid plan.
Yep, it'll work out for...